All right, we're back in the coffee shop. Took a long vacation there from the coffee shop sessions, but I'm back. And for anybody who's new, you might be asking, why do I record in a noisy coffee shop? And the answer is because this is when I'm motivated, because the coffee's in my vein, the caffeine's in my veins. So sorry for the background noise, but enjoy the ambiance. Let's make a song in Studio One. I'm really digging the Steinberg instruments. I bought Absolute 6, which is a collection of VSTs from Steinberg, and I think their stuff is just crisp. So let's bring in Retrolog, which is like an analog synth. And let's analog synth some stuff here. Let's go to maybe Factory 2 content, start off with a bass. Let's see what this is like. Cool. And let's just open up pattern here. That sounds cool. So let's see what we can do with this. Maybe. And then maybe. And then maybe here. Let's see what happens. Alright, let's put some drums in and just go from there. I'm going to duplicate this 4 times. Select them all and hit P to create the loop region over it. Then the / sign to activate the loop region. And let's go into now Files. And I'm using Studio One Sphere, so I have all the drums and stuff. But under Files and Sound Sets, you get the full breakdown of exactly what loops you have. And I just like the way it's organized in files rather than loops, because I could see the name of the sound sets and then start digging into them. So why don't we go into what's Pop Universal, and let's look for a good drum mix. Good. And let's just see how that's. Alright, we're off to a good start. Let's turn on the mixer and see if I'm blasting you guys out. Yeah, it's clipping, so let's chuck a limiter on the final. Then, and let's see how. Alright, I'm hitting pretty hard, so let's just lower these guys. Ding, 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 ding. Okay. And that's a good start. So what do we want to do now? This is where we just kind of decide. This is where the pressure's on. What do we want to do? Let me listen and just get some inspiration. Okay, what I'm going to do is duplicate. Let me group all these. And then duplicate them, and then take the drums out of here, and let's bounce this one. And so we got, and let's split it at the grid, which is one of my favorite things to do. So we got more of a something like this. Cool. This will be a good little intro. And then we can EQ it. So let's go to that bounced track in Retrolog. Hit the inspector so we can easily get access to our plugins here. I'm going to type EQ. And let's just do a low cut. So it's, yeah. Beautiful. And then let's go into our effects here and add an analog delay into the sends on that first track and see what happens. Okay, let's give it a little less delay. And let's do this. Let's bring this drum track back. And then just bring the drums in on the second part of the intro. Right here. And just do the same thing. Let's EQ the drums. Do a low cut on the drums for the intro. and then do like a 1, 2, 3, 4 hits at the end here. So maybe like, let's go in here and just do a chopper. And 2, 3, 4. So we got, ooh, we got kids yelling. So we're going to then pull the EQ out right when these 4 hit. So let's automate the EQ. So double click, open EQ. Let's automate the bypass. So the bypass turns on right here. We go ching, ching, like that. There, that's what I want. And then the real drums come in. And let's hear how that sounds going from the intro to the main part. All right, it's kind of boring up here. So let's actually lower this because it's more of a bass line than anything. And let's bring in another Retrolog. And arpeggiate, as I say, and I've said before in the past, let's arpeggiate the crap out of it. So I don't know what chromatic percussion. Ooh, oh, let's not arpeggiate that. Let's just add that somewhere because it's cool sounding. So let's go. Dun, 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 dun. Well, let's just start it. I'm a little lost here. So from 5 to 9. So let's bring it back to 5. And let's start it with just maybe one note might be enough. And maybe add something. Dun, 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 dun. So dun 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 dun. Dun, dun, dun. Dun, dun. Oops. Let's put the loop region just over this part by hitting P, and then go hit the number 1 key on your numeric keypad to get you to the beginning of the loop region. And play. There we go. Cool. So that's the thing about just picking presets and seeing what sounds you get. This is all a creative process. You never know what you're going to get. I wanted something that's arpeggiated, and I didn't get it. What about Road Trip? I have no idea what these are. All right, let's arpeggiate this one. Dun, 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 dun. I don't know if we should just hit those chords right away, but we can use the chord track. So I'm going to create a little space here. I'm just going to turn off the browser. I'm going to turn off the inspector, give us some room. I'm going to draw a chord in here. All right, this is about to get severely Caribbean, but check this out. I'll show you how to use the chord track real quick. So if we just shrink that and then duplicate it 4 times, right? And then go up here to chords. We got the chord track up here. So we want 4 chords in here. See, the doom, 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 like that. It won't affect anything unless we turn on the chord track for that track. It's done inside the inspector. At the top, we gotta pull this guy down, turn follow chords on. So we're gonna just do narrow. And now, whatever we change this to, it will change the chords. So we want to go F, dun, dun. Well, what are the notes? Let's find out what the notes are. So we got F, D, G, E flat. So it's F, D minor, G minor, B flat. And let's just hear how this sounds. Alright, it's a little goofy, so here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put an EQ up here. Let's low cut this guy, just so it's not a bass line. And let's stretch out these mamas here. So this guy goes here. This guy goes here. This guy goes here. And let's just stretch. I want the whole chord to go. So, all right, forget that. Let's do this. Let's get rid of these guys. I want this to start off on F. And let's stretch it all the way to the end. Good. Now let's duplicate that 4 times and put 4 chord tracks up here. So we got F, D minor, G minor, E flat, and duplicate that. Let's just hear how this sounds now out of curiosity. Alright, so I don't like it, but that's okay. It's okay. Let's bring it up higher. Nope, let's undo that. What can we do to make it sound better? Let's arpeggiate this track by bringing this guy down, hit Note Effects, Arpeggiator, and then let's do pattern length 10, just random, and keep that like that, and maybe do an octave range of 2, and let's just hear how this sounds. No, it's just way too cheesy and happy. I'm gonna undo almost everything I just did here. Alright, that's all we got now. Let's see where this sounds. Alright, well, they can't all be winners, guys, but let's hear how it sounds from the beginning. At least maybe you learned some techniques. Alright, let's just go with it. I kind of hate it, but it's alright. We don't have to love everything we do. We just got to get all the crappy ones out of the way, and then the good ones eventually will pop open. So I'm going to now, just because I'm frustrated with how bad this is, add a lead. So let's open up the browser again. Something's definitely burning here at Starbucks. They totally burned something. And we got Pad Shop here. And let's open up some type of flowy thing, like Pad Shop 2, maybe a pad, because it's Pad Shop. What's always clear? Alright, this is going to make it a lot more cheesy and happy, but I don't care. Let's create something. Turn off the browser and inspector. Get some room. Just going to do some random notes. Here, let's do this. I'll show you something else. So if I just start drawing random notes in here. Good enough. We can use auto scaling. How do I do this again? Okay, so if we go to F, major, which is where we're at, and we hit this, it shows us all the notes that are in that key. Will it not play the ones that aren't? I can't remember. Yeah, it won't play any notes that aren't in that key. It won't play them. So let's see what we got. Oh no, it did play them. It's just not playing them on the keyboard. Do that. Now let's take this thing for a major turn. Let's add some heavy guitars, and then we'll call it a day. So let's go to where can we get some heavy guitars? Let's go to just Presonus and go to Presence. And let's go to guitars, and let's go to like a Stratocaster. Full. Muted. Let's draw some low notes in here.
Wow.
Alright, yo, I give up. This song is over. But if you did learn anything, maybe I taught you something. But this is terrible. Am I going to delete it? Am I going to not upload this to YouTube? Hell no. This is going straight up there as soon as I'm done this. Because not everything's a winner. But enjoy the cheese.